Hi Taurus, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 10th to the 16th of December. The messages are for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising. Thank you very much to everyone who watches the videos, likes, shares, comments, subscribes to the channel as well. It's all greatly appreciated. If you want to book a personal reading, see the info in the description box on how to do that. So these are the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. As I've said to every other sign, I feel like this Power of Surrender deck was a really weird choice to go with shapeshifters, but when I chose the decks I was strongly drawn to that one, so I'm honoring that feeling. But anyway, we're going to get started with a message from the shapeshifters deck first of all, and that's going to be like your main theme or focal point for this weekly check-in. So for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising, what is your main message first of all? Let's give them one more shuffle. So, Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising, what's the message for you for the check-in? I almost feel like I want to take that. I'll look at it, but I'm not going to take it. Oh, you have Bats in the Belfry. I think Pisces just had this, actually. But let's try again. You never know, it might come out again, actually. Nope. Your cards feel really awkward coming out. I mean, I've said to every other sign, this deck in general, because I've got small hands and it's a huge deck, it's right, there we go, it's awkward for me to shuffle, but this is particularly that was particularly awkward. Right, you've got two really interesting cards that do kind of go together. So you've got the Butterfly Ferrets, I Am Reborn, and you have the Fairy Ring, New Skills, Advanced Training, Rapid Improvement. So I am going to read, I'll read both of them. The messages for each of these cards in the book, it comes in 3 parts. So I think I'm going to be reading 2 out of 3 of the parts of the messages. So let's see what they say. We're going to start off with the I Am Reborn message first of all. So it says, so the Butterfly Ferrets speak. You have been through a time of great challenge and difficulty. You feel new, vulnerable and inexperienced. You thought you might not survive to see this day, but now it is here and you are drying your newfound wings in the gentle sunlight. For this moment, just one moment, know that there is nothing for you to do but to take in the significance of the change you have shaped for yourself. You have changed, you are renewed, you have passed a great test and now you are reborn. It is a dangerous time, but you are protected greatly right now. There will be sentries who will alert us to your every need, and you have time to grow into these wings and learn how to use them. For now, take your time, breathe in the new air, and taste afresh the sweet times of life. The divination message says, you have changed and are at a very new stage with very little experience. While the Butterfly Ferrets celebrate you and your transformation, they are watchful. So they send you these alert, aware young ones to keep safe your borders while you find your feet, shake off the shock of birth and set your new direction. You will be protected at your most vulnerable. You will not turn back. You cannot go back to the womb. You cannot go back to sleep. You cannot be as you were because you withstood the tomb of the cocoon and have resurrected in this lifetime. You are beloved and the Butterfly Ferrets celebrate who you have become. That is actually quite a beautiful message. So we're going to do the Fairy King, 37. Sorry, Fairy Ring. Did I say Fairy King? Okay. So again, I'm just going to do 2 parts of this. This is quite a long one, but I will... Hang on, is that the right one? That's not the right one, is it? No, it's not. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, it's quite long anyway, but still. Right, so the Fairy Ring speaks. We are fairies and our role is to create the growing world. Everything is changing. Our world is full of danger because the trees are being severed from their roots and the animals are leaving. The flowers and the blades of grass are trusting in us to learn how to cope, survive, and yes, thrive even under these bleak circumstances. While it may look fun and like we are merely putting on a show, we are also learning how we will keep the wild ones free and safe when the machines move in. We will never give up the wild places, and we will train, learn and understand the enemy to understand those who would harm, intentionally or not, the places and beings under our protection. We will do what must be done to save our friends. The shapeshifters are helping us evolve, and you too must ever evolve, learn new skills and train practically to become able to live in the world of changes. Do not grow sedate and lazy or complacent. Become alive and feel the excitement of training. Learn new skills and practices until every part of you, from your legs and hands to even your eyes, hurt. For with this ache comes the knowledge that you are preparing yourself to discover a new path in this ever-changing world. The divination message says, learning new skills, advancing in your talents, sharpening your reactions and senses, and following discipline and structure is important now. You are likely to take a course, study, and gain solid credentials in a field you are looking at longingly. There will be an examination, a very important test of your skills to assess your suitability for a task, role, vocation, and so forth. You must update and refresh your existing skills because things are changing, have changed, and will continue to change. This will excite you and you will discover joy and purpose in learning new skills. The course you take will have to do with holistic health, witchcraft, rituals or spellwork, sensitivity and alertness, environmentalism or finances, savings and investment. The more flexible and adept you become in these areas, the more amazing your life will be. Every day, train, work and hold your head high. You will soon have a chance to demonstrate why these new skills are so vital and important to many more people than just you. Wow, that was a lot to take in, wasn't it? There was a point I wanted to make and I've forgotten what it is now because that was quite a lot. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is newbie in this whole thing. Newbie as in being reborn, you're a different person, you're on a new path, and newbie as in you're learning something new. This whole thing where it talks about the course you will take, I mean, that kind of sounds like somebody who's going to spiritual business, don't they? All the different things they talked about, holistic health, ritual, spellwork, sensitivity, finances, etc. All of that would be involved in a business, in a spiritual or holistic business, wouldn't it? But I mean, that could be relevant for someone. But let's look at the cards and see what else comes up and see how it connects. So let's get your tarot cards out. And I hope that I actually looked at the screen and made sure that wasn't blurred, because if you've had to look at a blurred screen for the amount of time I talked, that won't be fun for you. So let's see with the tarot card. So we're going to get another card relating to your theme or focal point. What else do we need to know about that? And then I'm going to read the cards slightly differently from usual. I'm trying something new and it's worked for the other 10 signs that I've done so far. So first and foremost, let's get a card relating to the theme focal point. What else do we need to know about that, please? Newbie with the world. So what else? Let's have a look right now. Usually I would do your energy, any external energies and advice, but I'm going to be doing past, present and future. And I just felt like I wanted to see how it felt, to see if it felt more beneficial to do it that way. So past energy, first of all, in relation to all of this. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the death card, but let's see. We'll see what happens. Page of Cups, okay. That's a newbie as well, isn't it? So present, current energy. Five of Pentacles. Potential future energy. Potential future energy, please. Wow, that's a lot. Right, that one first. We got the wow. That's interesting. That is very interesting, because when I saw that Five of Pentacles, I'll be honest, I was a little bit worried. I thought, shit, with this type of energy, and then you get that. How does that work? But future wise, I'm glad I've done it as potential future now. And as I say, always say potential, because this future is not set in stone. Your free will, other people's free will, it can all impact how things turn out, and your choices impact it as well. But 10 of Pentacles upright, 10 of Wands in reverse. Whatever burden there is, it's that burden is being dropped, hopefully, and it leads to this 10 of Pentacles, which can be financial stability. So if you, say for example, if you started a business, and it doesn't seem to be going well, if it was like a private reading strictly about a business, it's like things taking a turn for the better based on what the cards are showing, because this is the beginning. This is the love, the past. It's where you realize that you have a heart's desire for something. The world, it's a new start, it's a fresh start. So whatever you've done, this is the fresh start now. This is kind of the overall theme of things. Present energy, it would show that in terms of the business, things aren't going very well. You might be making a loss, to be honest, or just not doing well in general. But then future-wise, some burden, whatever that burden is dropped, and it just, the abundance comes in somehow. I'm not sure how yet. Maybe it is because you've changed, you're learning new things or doing things differently. But let's see. But yeah, this is a really interesting energy so far. So let's look at that world card first as your main theme or focal point. And just to point out, in terms of abundance, yes, the Ten of Pentacles can be about finances, but I think I've said it in multiple readings for, I'm not sure who before, maybe yourselves, maybe other signs. Abundance isn't just money. Abundance is different things to different people. I've said it before. For some people, yes, it is money. For some people, it's having a nice home. And a nice home means different things for different people. Like, for example, I live in a small flat that I absolutely love. I love the small flat. I don't know, like if somebody said, do you want to live in a mansion or this flat, I'd probably, well, would I? Which one would I choose? Put it this way, all I know is that I'm very comfortable in the flat that I live in, and I absolutely love the flat, even though it's not a mansion. Yeah, so it's just what feels comfortable, what feels like home to you, what feels secure, what feels safe, what feels like your sanctuary. Abundance for other people can be their relationships with their friends, family members. It can be their creativity that's abundance for them, and the opportunity to express that. There's just many different ways. Things that abundance can mean for different people. Yes, for some people abundance could be profits. For other people it could just be that you are able to do a job that you love, even if it doesn't pay that much. So yeah, anyway, enough of me babbling the world. Right, the world. Yeah, back to the mansion thing. I probably wouldn't want to live in a mansion, number one, for the cleaning aspect of it. Who the hell wants to clean a mansion? But it's like, if I'm living in it in my own, what's the point? You know, if it was a mansion with lots of family members and whoever, then fair enough. But if it's just one person living in a mansion, why bother? Anyway, the world. I don't feel that's right, actually. Nah, I don't feel that's right. It felt like the cards were stuck together and they're kind of just, that one's right. Okay. So what has fallen is, we've got the Magician, Four of Cups, Four of Swords. Let's get two more for this world card. Anything else? I think it's time to powder this deck. I haven't done it. It was one of the other decks. I think it was the Gilded Tarot I powdered, and I need to powder this one because it's a bit sticky again. So, two more. Yeah, we're going to take all of those. We're going to take, so we've got the Nine of Swords, Five of Wands, and the Emperor. Wow. So at either end, you've got some cards of difficulty at the very least, challenge in the middle, but on each end you've got very confident, capable people who have the ability and will use it and can create and build. So the world, it's a time now to create, to build, to take the lead, to make a move, to do what you've got to do. To achieve what you want to achieve. You've got the capability, you can have the confidence, or you have the confidence within you. If you don't feel like you've got it, it's there, it's within you. You need to tap into it. You can take the lead, you can be the boss, you can take charge, and you have the power to build and create whatever it is you want to create. And the Emperor is long-term stability as well, isn't it? It's whatever he builds or creates, it's very long-term. You do have cards in the middle that are challenging. I mean, you've got the Four of Cups there. That can be worry that you're not able to do it. You may feel stuck because you've got these three together. That can be an energy of feeling kind of stuck. More so, it's the feeling, isn't it? It's the feeling of I just don't know what to do next, or I can't do it really. Worry. Sometimes it's fear. You could say it's fear altogether. So with the Four of Swords there, it can be considered, it can be deep contemplation of trying to figure out how to work things out or how to make it work. It can be like taking a pause, which is what I just said, isn't it? It's like taking a pause as well. You've got the Five of Wands there, which it's just challenges overall, whether it's other people are making it challenging. Like say if in your job you were trying to get a promotion, and there are just people within the company who really don't want to see you get that promotion, like the competitiveness in work environments, it could be that. In any aspect of your life where you're trying to achieve something, that there can be people who are trying to make things difficult for you, in some way, shape or form. Like even in relationships, say you might have jealous friends or family members, that any relationship you have, they try and put ideas in your head about why you shouldn't do it. Or someone may even have a partner or husband or wife or whatever who has, for whatever reason, kind of sticks their nose in and puts them off if they try to progress in work or in their personal projects or in their creativity or something. That can be jealousy as well, can't it? Or it can be fear from the partner that if their person goes off and does something on their own or whatever, that they'll be left behind and rejected. But overall, this world energy, it's focused on the Magician and the Emperor energies. It's the capability, the knowledge. You have the ability to learn more, which is here with that fairy ring card. But it's new energy, fresh energy. It's time for something new. So we're going to look at that past energy, which is the Page of Cups. And that's like as I said, it's like the heart's desire. It's that feeling of, yeah, I really like this. I want to do it, whether it is a creative thing, a business related thing, a work related thing, whether it's a relationship. So let's look at the Page of Cups. Why is that there? Or what else do we need to know about it? Because I feel like I know why it's there, but it's just, what else do we need to know? This could be where you're reborn as well, to be honest. And I'm not sure how that works just yet, but let's, I mean, if it's a new feeling, then that is kind of, in a way, there is an element of being reborn with that, isn't there? But let's see what else comes up with that. Possibly spiritual gifts as well, because the Page of Cups can be known to be a psychic. So maybe you've recently started to develop some kind of abilities. Maybe you've just started using tarot, or gotten more into spirituality. Maybe you've had abilities before, but you haven't really tapped into it, and it's like a newbie experience where you are now wanting to tap into it more. So we've got the Two of Swords and the Devil so far. You've got the Eight of Cups. You have the Star, but in reverse, which I'll probably get a card for on its own. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles, and you have a major psychic here with the High Priestess. Let's have a look at that Star on its own. So Star on its own, why is it there in reverse, please? Yeah. Let's get one more for that. Page of Swords. How many children do you have in this reading? You've got the Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Who's missing? Page of Wands is missing. And the Page of Wands would be the one that's the most courageous, I feel, out of all of them. I'm not saying that none of them have courage out of the pages, but the Page of Wands is like the wild card, like the one that doesn't need to know anything. It's just like somebody's like, oh, you want to come on a road trip? Yep, I'm there. Like, whereas the others would be a bit more like, the Page of Swords would be, well, would want to know all of the information. What do I need to know about this? Tell me, where are we going? How long will it take? Blah, blah, blah. Page of Pentacles might be thinking, how expensive is it? I know that's a really weird thing to say, but they would consider physical things, probably like, how long will it take to get there? Where will we sleep? That kind of thing. And then the Page of Cups would be asking, how will it feel? How do I feel about this? How will I feel? But the Page of Wands would be the one that's just like, yep, let's just do it. No questions asked. So that's relevant for some reason. Let's get one more for that star. We've got Justice in reverse. Wow. Let's get one more after Justice. The thing I'm getting from the star in reverse is kind of a lack of belief, potentially. A lack of faith or a lack of belief. That's something that comes up here. So, right. So overall, one of the things I'm picking up on is, because of, for me, that lack of Page of Wands feels relevant. Where you have the Page of Cups, it's where you have, as I said, it's a feeling for something. It's like a heart's desire for something. But with the Page of Wands lacking, it's kind of a reluctance to go for something. Because you don't feel like, say, Page of Pentacles would be you don't have enough physically to give. Whether that means time, energy, that sort of thing. I don't know what, this is really weird. That I'm picking up on this, but say if it was a relationship that you wanted to go for with someone, I'm getting the thought that someone almost feels like physically they're not enough. And there's oh God, why does that thought have to come in? There's a few ways of thinking about that. There's a weird thought coming in with it. So physically, in terms of a person might feel like they're not physically attractive enough for someone, not the right body shape, type, height, that sort of thing. The weird thought I was having, sexually someone might feel like they're not enough. I know that's a really odd one, but that's what's coming to my mind. Knowledge, there might be something where someone feels like they don't know enough. Like in a relationship, it would be maybe someone feels like they're not smart enough to be with someone, to be honest. Or they may feel that they lack experience in relationships as well. So that's just examples if it was a relationship. Anything else, work, creativity, whatever, it's just a general feeling of I love this, I'd like to do it, but I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Reluctance, because you've got the two swords there, which can be two truths. It can be stalemates. You've got the devil. It is in reverse, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, to be honest. But that the one, as I say, one thing I'm getting is a sense of reluctance or doubt. You have got the Two of Swords there, two truths. So sometimes when that shows up and there's conflicting meanings, it's the two sides of it, isn't it? You've got the side of it where you want something and the side of it where you're scared of it or scared to do it, or have doubt or something to that effect. This is something that you may be in the process or have been in the process of overcoming. What's the future energy? You may have been in the process of this because there's still some sort of lack here with that Five of Pentacles. And the reason I say it might be a process, because say you've got the two truths there, the two truths being, yes, I love this, but I'm reluctant to do it, or I'm not sure if I can do it. But then the Devil's in reverse and the Eight of Cups together, that's kind of where you would be walking away from anything that holds you back, wouldn't you? You would be walking away from things that hold you back. But with the Star being in reverse, it's still, it could still be considered to be like a work in progress in terms of going towards your dream. Looking at the Page of Pentacles a different way, if it's not in terms of not being enough, it's about being at the starting point of something. So you want it, you haven't achieved it yet, you haven't quite gotten to the point where you feel like it can work yet, but you're willing to learn. You're willing to put in the effort, you're willing to find out what you need to know, but it's not there yet. It's still gestating, if that's the right way to put it, because Justice in reverse, it hasn't quite come to fruition in the way you want it to yet. Ace of Cups, it hasn't become quite fulfilling yet, but you value it. You've got the Queen of Pentacles there, you value it. And with the High Priestess, you're following that gut instinct that this is something that I love and something that I want to do. It may even be something that you've started or attempted or are trying to do, but as I say, it just hasn't fully come to fruition yet. And you have got both the business side of things with that Queen of Pentacles, if this is business related, and that Page of Pentacles. You've got the High Priestess there if there's a spiritual aspect to things as well, like a spiritual business, for example. So I'm going to leave those there, or leave that there. And we're going to look at this Five of Pentacles, because that is a odd energy to have. So So bear with me while I get the cards back. So 5 of Pentacles. Why is the 5 of Pentacles there? Page of Cups is back again. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. It's still giving that newbie energy where it's like you're just starting something and trying to make it work and still kind of tweaking everything and getting everything in place that's needed to make something work. Like that lack, there is still something lacking. It could very well be finances, to be honest, with that 9 of Pentacles there, because upright, she's abundant, isn't she? She's stable. In reverse, it's just not there yet. Or as I say, it's something where you've tried it, like if it was a business, you've tried it, but it's not going very well just yet, or you're not gaining anything from it yet. So anything else? There's not a full sense of independence just yet. But the Page of Cups, as I've said before, it can be a kind of vulnerability. So it's like trying something, even though you're not 100% sure how it's going to work out. You just know that how you feel, you know that you want it, you know that your heart wants it, and you're willing to give it a go. And you haven't lost that feeling yet. So even if there is a sense of lack, even if there have been disappointments, it hasn't gotten to the point where you're like, oh, F this, I'm just going to completely give up now because there's no point. It's still like, it may not be working out, but I still want to do it. I still want to make it work. Got the Fool in reverse. You have the Moon upright. These two are definitely could be concerns to do with the unknown. Okay. Something about trying something new with that Fool as well, which does come up in the cards as well. I think it's this one about learning new skills and stuff. Let's get one more. And then the Page of... Wow, that is a really weird bunch of cards with the Knight of Pentacles there at the end. I would say that Knight of Pentacles is perseverance for a start. Why is the Fool in reverse? Because the Fool is normally about taking risks. So in reverse, it's like not taking a risk. But to me, by being vulnerable and doing something or trying something, even if it's not 100% successful, it's taking a risk. So why is the Fool in reverse? Please, not that. Try that again. That doesn't feel right. Why is the Fool in reverse, please? I will take that, and I don't know why that feels right because I'm not sure what it means yet, but it feels right. So what else do I need to yeah. There's something you haven't tried. There's something you haven't done or tried yet that will probably, that might help things shift along. It could involve others. It could involve working with others or doing or collaborating with specific people or a specific group or organization, or, you know, like if it was related to, oh God, what can I think of? Like say advertising, like say if you were advertising your business or promoting yourself somewhere to gain business, it's almost like you haven't put yourself in the right place. Like you may have been making a load of effort trying to promote yourself, but there's somewhere that you've missed or something that you've missed that would be better for you. That would be a better collaboration for you to advertise yourself. Like say, for example, if you were trying to sell something on Amazon, and it's competitive on Amazon, isn't it? It's almost like, say, am I even allowed to say that actually? Because, well, no, it's not monetized, so does it matter? But let's say you were putting things on that particular site. It's almost like it's saying, this isn't the right place for you. There's somewhere else that it would be more beneficial for you to try to sell your stuff, that you would be seen more or appreciated more. Okay, let's see what else comes out, because you got the Hanged Man there, so there's definitely a different perspective. There's something different you need to try that you haven't seen yet with the Moon card. A different collaboration. You need a different collaboration. It could be needing different skills because you've got that whole new skills thing here. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, again, it's giving an energy of whatever you're doing at the minute, it's like there's a way you're doing it that you're persevering with it and you're sticking to it, but it might not be expansive enough. It might not be, you may not be open enough. It's like you need to open up more to other options, other platforms, something that will be more beneficial. Let's get one more for that. Two of Wands, I mean, that is kind of expanding your horizons, isn't it? It's knowing that you have different choices. You don't have to stick with one thing. Let's look at that moon card, because that's what's hidden. Will it tell us what it is specifically? Maybe. And I know I've said this before, but part of the journey sometimes, part of what we do, part of what we want to achieve sometimes, part of the journey is like, it's like that we have to figure it out. We're not allowed to have all of the answers. And it's, I know there's another reader that says this as well. Well, quite a few actually, but one in particular, I remember that she says this quite often in her readings, is that there are some things, and you might guess who it is, that there are some things that we're not allowed to know. And 100% I agree, because sometimes I'll be using the cards for myself or in personal readings for other people, and no matter how many decks you use, how many oracle cards you use, how many times you ask the question, it just will not give you the specific answer, because part of the process is that you have to go through such and such to figure it out. But anyway, let's have a look at this moon card. Three of Swords in reverse. Eight of Swords. Six of Wands. The main message I'm getting from this mood, I was going to say mood card then, it's fear. It's giving me an energy of a fear of putting yourself in a particular spotlight. What that spotlight is, I can't tell you, but this is the fear with the Three of Swords and Eight of Swords. I'm getting that avoidance of fear, which has happened in other readings that I've done today, with it being in reverse, avoidance, like you don't want, did I say avoidance of fear? Avoidance of pain. And that's fear, isn't it? Avoidance of pain is fear. I mean, obviously you don't want to, like, if it was pain in terms of burning your hand off, that's valid fear. But yeah, it's avoidance, it's fear of putting yourself in a particular spotlight. But which one? Like, what is it? What else comes after that? Why? Okay, let's ask the question. The Six of Wands is where you need to be putting yourself that you'll be successful, because it's a card of success. What is this? What is the Six of Wands? Will it tell us? Let's see. Could be something to do with communication, could be to do with travel as well. Like it might be to relating to a specific place, or it might be about physical movement and travel. Like say if all of you, everything you promote is online, it might be saying that you need to do more stuff in person and not rely so much on online. But the Eight of Wands can be about online communication as well, can't it? Anything else? Queen of Cups. Anything else? Try again. The Queen of Cups, I'm guessing the cards won't come out properly because they want me to say something. The Queen of Cups for some people could be a need to communicate and maybe ask for support or assistance from a specific person who has certain information or what was I going to say? Information, experience, information or experience that can help you. It might be a specific person, could be a maternal type person. It doesn't mean it is your actual grandmother or mother, but you know, like someone who has kind of matriarch type energy. Anything else for that Six of Wands? So we've got the Six of Swords, Knight of Wands, Five of Swords. It's still giving an energy of needing to it's move on, but not move on as in like the typical sense of move on, like moving on from the past or moving on from pain. It's moving on as in, it's that expanse. I know the Six of Wands isn't necessarily, sorry, Six of Swords isn't necessarily about expansion, but it feels like that. It's like, right, you've tried that and that. It's time to move on. Not as in leave it behind altogether, which is what this is usually about, but to kind of move forward. Don't be afraid to move, to shift your energy elsewhere. And to put energy elsewhere as well. And I mean, the Knight of Wands is about doing something new, something different. You've got that Five of Swords there. It could relate kind of to self-sabotage. That is one thing that it could come from this, but it almost feels like maybe this place or platform or whatever it is that you need to try and promote yourself on or in, it's a place where there's less competition, or it's a different kind of competition. I know those are unusual messages and there's not much else I can get from that. But yeah, as I say, it's like there's something you haven't done already, or you're going to need to figure it out. And you probably will figure this out because future energy is a successful energy, isn't it? It's abundance. Hopefully you'll figure this out, and it will help you to create that abundance that you want. I feel like I've just talked about the same thing for ages, but it's a really... yeah, it's one of those where you want the answer and the universe is like, yeah, not yet. We're not telling you every single detail of it yet. You kind of got to figure it out. And I'm looking at the cards and I can't, yeah. All I can say is that there's just something that you have to be willing to expand your horizons. Could be a specific person that can help if you speak to them. So we'll leave that there. I wish I could give you something more specific, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was said in here. So... for someone, everything that I read in this particular message, there might be something very specific in that. So you might even, if you feel that was very specific to you, you might want to listen to that part of the reading again, the beginning with that. And there might be a tip in there for you. So we're going to move on to the last set of cards, which is the potential future, which I said there's a burden that gets dropped. There's abundance here. So just bear with me because yeah, there's no way I'm going to get all of these cards back. There's like a million cards. So I'm just going to give the cards a general shuffle and then get onto the potential future energy. Right, 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands. Why is the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands there in reverse as the possible future energy? If you're lucky enough, you may be someone, if you're trying to promote yourself somewhere, you may have already considered different platforms or options, and there may be something you've been thinking of, and this reading might be confirmation of, yep, try that instead. Hopefully that's relevant for someone, because that would be more helpful than having just, there's something you need to do, but we're not sure what it is. Right, so 5 of Swords. I mean, the first thing that's coming to mind in terms of the burden being dropped is that competitiveness. If wherever you're trying to do, what you're trying to do, the dream that you're trying to pursue or the new thing that you're trying to do, where there's competitiveness, it looks like the first burden or a burden that may be dropped is the one of competitiveness. So again, back to that example of workplace competitiveness, somehow that might go, that could go, and that could help in terms of your abundance. Like say if you wanted a promotion and there's competition for that, maybe the people that you're competing with or are competing with you somehow end up leaving. Maybe they find a job elsewhere or something to that effect, and it just makes life a little bit easier for you. Or maybe they prove that they're not good enough at the job, to be honest, and you're better, something to that effect. Again, in terms of platforms or how you promote yourself, you might find a place that is less competitive or that you somehow stand out more. Maybe it's just that whole alignment thing, like where, sometimes where you just align with companies or organizations or people, and it's just by being yourself, isn't it? That your energy just matches the energy of that place or group of people, and it's just like you just stand out in that sense. It's not that you're doing anything in particular, it's just you being yourself. But let's see what else comes out for that. Nope. Try again. We've got the 7 of Swords wanting to come out and the 6 of Pentacles. That's a risk, that is. That would be the energy of taking a risk in putting your efforts somewhere else. But let's see what else comes out. So for the future energy again, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, the Tower. Wow, so that, what I just said about, say if it was workplace competitiveness and the competition kind of, that burden was dropped, that very well could be like someone suddenly handing in their notice, or not you, well maybe you, but like a colleague who was your biggest competition just coming in and saying, oh, I'm gone, I'm leaving, for whatever reason, they're just leaving. That would be quite a big change. Or something even as dramatic as, say, the bus change. For you could have a manager who does not like you for whatever reason, and somehow they end up leaving and a new manager comes in, or someone is promoted who was working under them, and that person is more fair, and then that makes it fairer for you. Anything else? Anything else? Judgment. I mean, that's a second chance, isn't it? So as I said, you had the card of lack there. So if it was something that you've tried already, but it hasn't been successful, which is quite likely, or there's a sense of lack in terms of trying to do it, something dramatic changes and gives you a second chance going into the future. Anything else? This reading is going to be the longest reading, I think, because there's just a lot going on here, isn't there? 8 of Pentacles, yeah. Oh, that is far too many. What do I even take from that? I'm going to try that again, because that is actually a lot of cards. Let's try that again. Great. Yep, that makes sense to me. So first of all, right, second chance there, or reviewing the past and being able to do something differently with the Judgment card. After that happens, after whatever this is, which I'm going to clarify that on its own, happens, it's like you now know where to focus your energy and your intentions. There will be something probably fulfilling about it, but this is also energy as well. It feels like your emotional energy too. You know, like where you had the card of anxiety and stress. I mean, that saps your emotional energy, doesn't it, when you're thinking about stress and worry and lack and those kind of things. But once that's gone, or you've overcome that challenge, you can kind of focus your energy on filling your own cup and your emotional fulfillment on the things that you love, or the thing that you love. But there's definitely an opportunity once things change to focus your energy and your intentions on the thing that you want to grow, that you want to be more abundant. And I mean, the Ace of Cups, it is a form of abundance. It's emotional abundance. And even if it relates to something physical, if you're doing something that you love, then that is a form of emotional and physical abundance, isn't it? Let's have a look at, let's do the Tower first. Yep, I don't know why that needs to be there, but yep, King of Swords. The first thing that comes to mind with the Tower is that you figure something out, because the King of Swords knows, doesn't he? So you may figure something out that you can use to change everything, which I did say it might be part of the journeys that you've got to figure something out. There could be a legal loophole is coming to mind, some sort of legal or administrative or something like that, some kind of loophole or something there that you figure out. Okay. I know it's almost making me think of, you know, in like work situations, again, going back to the work situation where you find out there's something dodgy going on with the people above you, or colleagues or something to that effect, and you learn something and then it changes everything. Yeah. Or someone reports something that's going on that's untoward, and then that changes everything. Anyway, let's carry on. So the Tower. Try that again. That didn't feel right. Actually, it does feel right. The 6 yeah, it was what I was thinking, but I didn't really want to say it. So yeah, I was talking about something untoward. If somebody reports something untoward, you know, like not necessarily nepotism, but favoritism maybe, where there's some sort of favoritism or something, or if we want to get dramatic, like actually, I'm not being dramatic because I know that certain things have happened in companies before where certain people are getting paid to do things to be made favorites, or you know, like where managers might pay other employees to do their courses or something. You know, like in a lot of companies you have to do a lot of courses now. Like every year you've got to top up on your health and safety courses, or could be anything, because every company is different. But some managers will pay the staff to do the online courses for them, so they don't know what the hell they're talking about as a manager, but because they've paid another member of staff to do it for them, stuff like that. That's what that's making me think with the Six of Pentacles, favors and favoritism. Anything else? That is just one example, by the way. But yeah, that is what it's making me think of. Or you could generally be figuring out what's fair and what's not fair, and that helps you to change everything. Anything else? Queen of Cups. She's back again. She's here again, but Justice is upright this time. Remember I said that Queen of Swords when it came out before, and I think it was the Five of Pentacles as a clarifier, one of the clarifiers for that. Again, someone who could do, if it's not about the examples that yeah, it's definitely about figuring something out. You're definitely going to find something out that helps, that will probably help. But it could come from advisors or supporters, because the Six of Pentacles, it can be about balance and fairness, but it can also be about support. You've got the Queen of Cups there, and I feel that this is more of a supportive energy. Again, like it was before, I feel like it's supportive, and justice is what's fair, isn't it? So, and I did mention something about legal loopholes. The King of Swords is also to do with legal stuff as well. So there really could be some legality here, or some contractual element to things that will help to remove the challenges for you. Things will change, but it will be in a way that's fairer and gives you a second chance. Right, please feel free to share in the comments if this resonates, what's going on, because yeah, it's a lot. So Five of Swords. So this was the challenge, wasn't it? The thing that's kind of likely messing you up. Five of Swords. Why is the Five of Swords here, please? Eight of Swords. I feel like it was that one first. Six of Wands. Page of Wands. So you've got an energy again of learning something, which could relate to that fairy ring card, learning something. Eight of Swords in reverse is kind of where it's either you're freed or some information that has held you back is out in the open. I'm getting something here. I mean, the Six of Wands can be a card of success, but it's kind of making me think of people being seen for who they are. So again, going back to that example of that work situation, if there are people in the workplace, there's competitiveness, or in a particular field or whatever it is, and there are people who are doing it with integrity and honor, and there are people who are dodgy as hell in it, it's like everybody's being seen for who they are. You may be leaving something behind in the process as well. Probably people, to be honest. You may be leaving people behind. Like say for example, if it was I mean, one of the easiest examples to give would be if you were wanting to start your own business and you want to leave your job. That would be something dramatic that you're leaving behind to start anew. That's a pretty obvious one. So yeah, I think, what else is there to say about that? I think overall, as I said, future energy, dramatic change, challenges are left behind. You get a second chance, and you now know where to focus your time, energy and efforts, and it looks abundant. The burdens are dropped and you get abundance. So yeah, that was a lot just to say that, wasn't it? This is clearly the longest reading. So I'm going to get final cards of advice. Hopefully you got something helpful from all of that. I know it was a lot to take in. So final advice from the Power of Surrender. This is very long for a weekly, I know, but there was a lot in there. Final advice for Taurus, please. I believe I'm on Taurus, aren't I? I've spent that long on it, I'm not sure now. Okay. So bear with me, Taurus. We've lost those cards. So you've got 2. Right, yeah, you've just got the two, that's fine. So you have, these are two very interesting cards together, but let's see. So first you get surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. You also have surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. I mean, this is very relevant in terms of the competitiveness, whether it is in a company or in terms of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. Being careful of that. Surrender your desire to control people. I think one way this would be relevant, and I mean, you can take it as it is very literally, if that resonates with you. Another way of taking it is, for example, say, in terms of promoting your own business, it's not that you are maliciously trying to control people, but say if you're stuck on one way of promoting yourself or one platform, and it's like you're expecting people to in that particular place or platform to sort of change their mind and love you and love what you're doing. I mean, yes, you can put yourself out there, yes, you can try, but obviously we can't make people like us on a particular platform. Unfortunately, there are some places you will try to promote yourself that it's just not compatible. It's not in alignment with who you are and what that thing represents either, is it? And it's like, the way of controlling people is trying to make people like you. And it doesn't mean you're literally trying to force them, but it's like you're kind of hoping and praying, and you have this idea in your head that if I just keep doing this, that and that, and changing how I do this and changing how I do that and trying this and trying that, then eventually they'll like me. And it's like, well, that is in a way, in a weird way, in a roundabout way, it's kind of trying to control people, isn't it? Where it might be a case of, rather than doing that, it's that you need to go elsewhere. It's no different than a group of friends, is it? Like if you had a friendship group that you just didn't connect with the people, but it's like you sort of think to yourself, oh, well, if I tried to do this like them or that like them or tried to act differently, they'll eventually like me. And it's like, well, no, you just don't click with each other. It's not to say either one of you is good or bad. It's just that you just don't click. And it's like that would be trying to control them with good intentions, but you are trying to control them. You're trying to make them like you, and you're just never going to click. And it's like, well, you don't click, so you need to find people who you do click with. So I'll leave that there. Hopefully you got something useful from that. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to book a personal reading, please see the information in the description box. But thanks again for watching, and take care.